Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We just got done with the rain shower out here. I'm out here in the cow lot, in the winter lot with the cows. Dad's back there. He is currently stacking manure, piling it up. We're on the last home stretch of that. We always stockpile it up in the spring, right before we get ready to spread it. That way when we get going in the field, we just come out here to the pile there and we start building it, digging out of that to spread it on the fields. So right now he's building that up, getting it ready. Right here, this area here is where we spread, where we feed hay in the wintertime. You can see all the hay in the ground, the hay ring sitting there. It's a low-lying spot, so it's plenty wet, plenty of moisture in there. So there's plenty of manure as well. So right now, he's just piling it up, and we should be in the field with the spreader probably in the next week or so, as soon as it dries up a little bit, because we still got quite a bit of moisture in the ground yet. Not quite ready to plant, but as of right now, that's what the game plan is. I want to get the drone up in the air and get some aerial shots of it, and a quick little flyover of what we got going on in the cow lot here, and maybe get some shots of the cows as well. Of course, the bottom line is I want to showcase what we're doing up here manure-wise. This is what we always do every single year to prep for spring planting. We do put fertilizer on our crop ground, both beans and corn, and then whatever manure we have every year, we do spread that as well, just to help enrich the soil and try to get a little bit better yield. It's nature's given fertilizer, so we do tend to take advantage of it quite a bit. But I need to go get a battery for the drone, and we're going to get this thing up in the air and give you guys a quick little flyover, and hopefully you enjoy it. Maybe get some shots of the cows too. They just got fed and they're fat and happy. And we just had a shower come through here a little bit ago. Poured pretty good, but now it's sun's out and it's been pretty nice all day. So not too bad. Ground's a little bit sticky, sticking to the bottom of your boots just a little bit, but it ain't too bad. But it's just a little too wet yet to be planting there. We're right here, 1st of April. There's not a whole lot of activity going on yet. There's some planters going south of here, but as far as, you know, actual go time, we're still a week, 2 weeks out. It'll probably be a month before we get any seed in the ground, just because of how things go around here. So that's our planting update. But it is coming. Spring is here, and we will have plenty of spring content coming for you guys. We do plant and harvest with all older vintage equipment, so if you like that sort of thing, well, you've come to the right place.
Yes,
want to get you guys some sound shots because unfortunately my drone does not record audio, but it is cool nonetheless, especially seeing things around here from a bird's eye view for the first time. So I'm standing over here where the hay rings are. Looks like, you know, there's not much left. We're just about done over here. I'm not actually doing anything except recording. In fact, he's done the whole thing this week, a little bit every night. From the time we get done piling it up to the time we start spreading, it'll give it plenty of time to dry up, probably spread a little bit finer than what it would right now, because you can kind of tell in the video, there's a lot of moisture to be had right here in this particularly low area. In fact, there's water standing there and right there. So to clear some things up on why we actually spread manure, if you go way back, you know, there's plenty of farmers back in the old days, especially that had livestock. They would spread manure even over the winter into the spring, pretty much, you know, whenever they needed to get rid of it and they had access to a field to spread it. So not a lot of people do it anymore, really, especially now that, you know, there's not near as many livestock farmers as there once were, you know, way back when, and even less now since I've been around, which ain't been very long. But one of the reasons we do it is because it's less dependent on, you know, I say artificial, but other fertilizers that, you know, we buy from the co-op that we purchase from, that you've been hearing about on the news lately because of the war going on overseas. Fertilizer prices have definitely spiked here, especially in our neck of the woods, and from what I hear on the news, it's everywhere, not just around here. But one thing we like is that, you know, we're not a big operation, and we certainly don't have enough to spread over all of our crop ground, but we have a little bit, and what little bit we have allows us to spread it over our crop fields and use a little bit less fertilizer in the spring that we have to purchase. Now, do we reduce the amount we buy because of this? No. This is just to help aid and get a little bit better yield, potentially, much as we can. Manure, you know, is rich in potassium, phosphate. I believe that's correct. Cattle like to eat a lot of grain, a lot of grass. You know, all of the natural stuff that they ingest returns to the earth when they digest. So it's nature's natural fertilizer, and that's what we used, you know, 100 years ago when we didn't have, you know, your potassium, your potash, your nitrogen, you know, all these fertilizers that we spread now and inject into the soil for our crops. This is what we use. Another reason why we do it is really to get rid of the amount of manure we pile up over the course of a year. We tend to have cattle around here about 9 months out of the 12 over the course of a year, and we generate a lot of manure over that time. A lot of it doesn't always end up here. We do let cattle graze on grass pasture quite a bit, especially in the warmer months, and they really only stay in this lot in the winter time, which is why we call it the winter lot. So up here, why we're digging here, like I said earlier, is where we feed hay in the winter. And when they like to eat, they tend to like to go to the bathroom at the same time. They're not the smartest animals when it comes to that aspect, but they do taste pretty good, so I'm not going to hold that against them. Now, feeding hay all winter, it tends to build up a pretty good amount. All that has to go somewhere. If we just let this pile up over the course of 10, 15, 20 years, naturally some of it's going to go back into the soil, and you're going to have some runoff, and it's going to biodegrade and disappear over time, which is fine. But if we never clean this out, we'd have quite the supply on our hands. So every spring, once again, before we plant, we spread it on the fields. Now, what we use to spread it with is a John Deere 450 Hydro Push manure spreader. Pretty nice machine. There's a lot of people out there that don't like the Hydro Pushes, but I tell you, it's a pretty nice machine, and I don't have no complaints about it myself. So hopefully that answered some of your guys' questions. And if you had a few more, feel free to leave them down in the comments, as to why we do it, how we do it, or even just a simple, hey, what is this? I'd be happy to answer it for you. There's a lot of stuff that goes on around here that makes some people scratch their heads, but I promise you, it's all for a reason. Except that some of the things Bella does. I have no idea why she does half the things she does. She just likes to get into trouble. Is that good? Tasty, huh? Yeah, I'm a pretty good cook. I'll admit it. After getting the drone up a little bit more, I think we're just about done. You can see what kind of mud and stuff we deal with up here, especially during the winter when we're still feeding hay, because usually these rings are out there. Times like that when a front wheel assist tractor would be really nice to have, but that old 4000, she just keeps on going. What we like to do in the future is get a few semi-loads of lime to come in, kind of level this off, scrape it as flat as we can get it, dump that lime in here and build a pretty good sized pad. Instead of having concrete up here, put lime down, and that way in the springtime when we go to pile manure up here, not only do we get rid of a lot of this soft base and ruts like that, but when we go to scrape manure and pile it in that pile, some of that lime would get dug up in with that manure, and then it would get spread onto the fields when we go to spread it with the manure spreader. That's what you call a redneck tractor wash. Or as what I like to say, driving through the pond. Well, that concludes us piling manure for the year. Next step's going to be to spread it, and that is very, very soon. Next week, potentially next 2 weeks, whenever it dries out. We're right on the verge of starting spring field work, and after that, we're going to be going ahead until we get seed in the ground, and then at that point, hopefully the warm weather sticks around and we move in the summer and everything's easy sailing from there, said nobody ever. So I'm going to end the video here, and hopefully you guys enjoyed some of this new drone footage, because I sure did. So without further ado, guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and tune in to the next few videos because they're going to be a doozy. So we'll see you guys later. Take care.